Originally, I'm from Barranquilla in Colombia, which is the city in Colombia where the carnival happens every year. And so I grew up there. I lived there until I was about 13. And a lot of this work pulls from the experience I had being surrounded by elements, themes around the carnival, colors around the carnival, themes of the grotesque body, the exaggeration of the body, of protest, of mockery. The title of the show is In Jest, a sort of play on language, thinking about the act of bodily absorption and simultaneously the implication of comedic performance as varying modes of dissent. One of the more prominent and more overt figures that I work with is called the marimonda, and it's a costume that's composed of a combination of an elephant and a monkey. It wears a suit, and historically it's said to have been a figure that mocked the oppressive elite, sort of bourgeois elite. The performance is very in your face. It takes up space very unapologetically and comedically, and at the same time has this root of protest, and so that has always been very interesting to me. Figuration is rooted in the work through the features of these masks. And so I've brought in elements of figures that would exist whose behaviors would imply shifts in the natural order of things and shifts in the more authoritarian order of things. So something like a parasite invades a host and forces it to change. These works are oil, acrylic, and beeswax, pigmented with encaustic. I like to have as many different ways of applying paint as I have experience with, all coexisting in one plane. It feels like they are not meant to exist together. They want to fight each other, and that becomes a challenge for me to exert my own sort of authority over the material, and then the material kind of laugh back at me and exert its authority back over me. And so there's, I think, that kind of dance that we do back and forth between ourselves and like how, you know, the materials we work with, the things we touch in the world feels like it's really present in the making of this work. All the elements in the works are mocking the concepts of binaries that neatly contain anything. There's a celebration of the things that leak out, that spill out, the absurdity of categorization and containment and boundaries. So I relate very much to it just in terms of having a personal relationship to a leaky identity, to an identity that doesn't feel fixed. And I think that both materially and metaphorically and emotionally, that is happening in a lot of this work.